Hello, welcome to the show. My name is Karynn. Welcome. Well, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself, my life story. And I want to start off, I was 5 years old. There's always something special about me. When I was 5 years old, we were taking acrobats. My mom took my older brother David, my older sister Laura, myself. We went to acrobats. I learned how to do front handspring. And I'm telling you this because this is how I was influenced for the rest of my life. So I did a front handspring, 5 years old. Loved it. And then one time I got too close to the mirror and I fell forward. My momentum carried me forward. I hit my face, my cheek, on the mirror. And I looked up to it and said, "Please don't crash down on me." And I didn't break it. So the instructor called me over because it hurt. And I sat on his knee for a few minutes. And he told me, watch where the other children do their handspring. So I figured out where to do the handspring so I don't fall into the glass or window. No, excuse me, mirror. So as I got off his knee to get back in line, as I left him, he patted me just a little bit on the buttocks. And it is at that moment I swore to myself that I would never do alcohol and become an alcoholic, and I would never do non-prescriptive drugs. I said right then and there, 5 years old, I am not going to do that no matter what happens. There's somebody in this world who loves me, and that's my instructor. I'm going to make sure I live up to my expectations so that I don't have any difficulties with any kind of addiction. So that was a good thing that I got it on tap, and it showed that he loved me. So I wanted a little bit of information on that, how I really got started. There is one other day I didn't get hurt. I was on the trampoline at 5 years old, doing flips. I jumped off the trampoline, went really high up into the, above the ground, and then I landed on my feet on the floor. And the instructor says, "Karynn, don't do that again." I said, okay. But I was up about 8 feet off the floor and landed. 5 years old. I was so athletic. I loved my life. It was so athletic. I loved that. Sports and all that. When I was in high school, I was the coach of, I was the captain, co-captain of the swim team, women's swim team. I was a tri-captain of the basketball team. And our basketball team in 1976 won the state championships, and just this past year they put that team into the Hall of Fame, because we won all state in 1976, Connecticut Hall of Fame. Then I wanted to play softball, but I chose not to. I chose not to because the band, high school band. I played the clarinet, loved my music. And when I was in 8th grade, they took students from 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th, and the 12th. And we all went on a jet together. Our whole school, there was like 250 students, and the band and all others. And we went on a jet across the country to California. And we played in the Rose Parade. We also played at Disney World in California. So our band was quite very talented people, and we marched, and it was a wonderful time. And yes, I didn't look to the right. We had to stay focused forward, looking forward. But this young boy yells out, "Connecticut, hey, how do you like California?" And I said, "Karynn, you can't leave until you answer this young boy." So I held my clarinet here, took my hand, went like this, and the boy says, "All right, yay." And they did have a lot of people stay overnight. They were all day long waiting for the band, the Rose Parade to start. Quite exciting. Back then, The Rose Parade was the parade of all parades. So that was my high school years. I did pretty good. Decided to go to college. I went to Southern Connecticut State University, right here in Connecticut, just about 12 miles from my home. I went there for my Bachelor of Science degree, and I studied physical education. I was on the swim team. I was a diver on the 1 meter and 3 meter diving boards. Yes, on the 3 meter diving board. If you don't land head first or feet first, you land on the water, yes, you can be sure you're going to end up having bruises all over your body. And that is what happened to me. So I did diving. I didn't play a fall sport nor a spring sport because I loved diving so much that I wanted to concentrate on being on the swim team as a diver. I placed 5th in New England's as a diver. So after that, I moved to Florida, St. Petersburg. I was training and studying to become a paramedic. I truly really wanted to be a paramedic firefighter for St. Petersburg Fire Department, but I realized that everyone was running out of a burning building, and here I would be running into a burning building. I thought that was kind of not so safe. Not something I wanted to really have to be concerned about. So I gave up that idea. After 2 years I lived there. It was a beautiful time. Swim instructor, diving coach for the local swim team in St. Petersburg. And it was a very joyful experience. At which time I decided to come back. Once I got my paramedic license, I went up north again and I got a job as a paramedic with the camping ambulance in the 80s, 1984 and 1990. So that's what I did. While I was a paramedic, I went for my Master of Science degree. I studied exercise science. I did that in two years. While I was going to graduate school, I also coached the Charlotte High School swim team. Then I also did something else. Coached the swim team. I went to college. And one more thing. I worked at a physical therapy office. I was a coach for the swim team, and I went to college getting my master's. On Monday nights, 5 to 10, it was 2.5 hours classes, so it was a total of 5 hours of classes on Monday, and I did that, coached swim team, and worked 32 hours full-time at the physical therapy office. So it was quite busy. I was doing things 16-hour days. The exercise program I set up for the swim team was done 10 o'clock at night, what kind of exercise I want them to do. After all that, I was a paramedic, and I was a paramedic for 6 years. Moving on. So I did get my bachelor's degree and my master's of science degree from Southern Connecticut State University. I did corporate fitness, and that was in the 1990s. I shot in high school swim team coach. I was self-employed. The Heart of Aerobics and Conditioning. I taught push-up training from the home. I also did exercise program, an exercise class for people in long-term health care facilities, like a nursing home. Those old ladies, 80-year-old ladies sitting in a wheelchair, there they are, pumping iron. And they loved it. They were exciting, enthusiastic, and they had a lot of great music to pick up their spirit and make them feel good. Because we all know, in a long-term health care facility, we were going to go next after that. So my work was to keep everyone calm, relaxed, and enjoy the last few years of their life. I wrote a book. I'm an author of a book, Get in Shape Today, a personal trainer's exercise program. I did that in the 1990s. I also was an executive producer of my very own DVD. It's called Kids Exercise with Arthur. Yes, we had a character, Arthur, upright dog, and that was my husband, and boy, that man was awesome. We recorded the show in one weekend. We had children with their actual moms going exercising together with exercise together for children about 7 years old, 6, 7, 8-year-olds, and it was aerobic, strength training, stretching, and dancing to music, basically. This kids exercise with the RFE video. I received the Film Advisory Board. They said the Award of Excellence from the Film Advisory Board. So that was pretty impressive. We could have made some really good money producing shows on TV, have our own show, and do a show, and each time we take a show at that time will be $5,000 a show. Also, I produced shows like this for many years. We do a show once a week, we try to do, and we do it out of a home. And before we learned how to do this at home, Dave and I, my husband, were at Comcast, and we did exercise. We did shows there, and the shows were about the present time of turmoil that we have in our country and the rest of the world. And we did that from 2014 to 2019. We were there about 5 years. And we did 50 shows, 50 to 52 shows a year. And I loved it. We still do the shows. Right now I'm doing the show out of my home, in my office. And we had a nice time. Comcast was very professional. It was put on the television, Channel 10. It was the group for public access. We did public access. So that was fun to see myself on TV. So I produced over 350 shows since 2014. Which is 9 years now. Right there, 9 years. I've been producing shows. And I put my shows on YouTube. Just take a look at them. Look at Karynn Weinstein. I have about 100 shows on YouTube. Karynn Weinstein. Or you could also do Karynn Crow Weinstein. I have 2 channels. After that, what did I do after that? I did a lot of things, a lot more things. Taking it easy, slowing down, primarily just doing the shows right now and enjoying them. I can't think of anything else I've done. I think I did pretty good with what I had. And I did all of that with a mental health concern. In 1990, I had a major breakdown. Had to go into the hospital. They put me on some medication, and I was fine. I have a mental health concern. I have an illness. I take good care of myself. I make sure I take my medication as prescribed. When I was in the hospital, there, I spent a month. And it worked out. And it's true. When it's time for you to leave, you don't want to leave. Because it's safe there. And you're with nice people. Out there, I call it, outside the hospital, I called it the jungle. Then recently I was in the hospital again for med adjustment, and I learned a lot. So don't hesitate to go and get yourself evaluated if you need be. If you think you're not thinking clearly, you probably aren't. Sometimes you're in a fog and you're thinking isn't clearly, and you ask yourself, why did I say that? So, and it's detrimental to both the mind, body, and spirit. So you do want to have a good, healthy, mindfulness. You gotta think clearly. Now, I'd like to finish with this. I have been going to counseling since 1990. It's been about 1990 to now, it's about 30 years. And I go once a week. And that keeps my mind attuned so that I can stay focused in my life and use my abilities and knowledge to the best of my abilities to help all those who are in need of help. My next area I'm going to concentrate on is helping the people with mental health concerns. They need our help, and my ultimate goal is to reduce the number of suicides done each year. That's my goal in life. And also to go to the White House. I'm prepared for it. I want to be President of the United States. Don't laugh. It looks like I will be able to do that. And then there's even more people I could help, not just in our country, but other countries as well. Well, that ends my show. I hope you all have a great life. Think positive. Keep hope. It will get better. I will be the leader of all, and I will lead you down the path of light. Thank you.